What's up, coolers, and welcome back to Barça Dream Team. And today we've got some big news. Raphinha to Barcelona is done. We're bringing you all the details on the deal, which would see the Brazilian make the move from Leeds to Barca. We're talking about the major U-turn in the developing Ousmane Dembele saga. We've got the latest news on the potential departure of Frenkie De Jong and the latest bid made for Robert Lewandowski. We hope you'll subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. There's lots to discuss in today's video, so let's get started.
But first, Leeds manager Jesse Marsch expressed his uncertainty over the future of Raphinha earlier this week. Many reports indicated that the Brazilian would not be a part of Leeds' pre-season tour in Australia. Jesse Marsch addressed these rumours saying, "My guess is, I don't know." All eyes were on Raphinha on Monday, the day the team would fly to Australia. And if we just take a look at the squad list for the tour and Raphinha's name is clearly absent, there's really no two ways about it, guys. It's clear that the player's really pushing for the move.
Raphinha's camp want the deal to be completed as soon as possible. Both the player and Barca ideally want the deal to be concluded before the 20th of July, when the USA tour begins with a match against Inter Miami. So there is a real sense of urgency towards the deal, as we're just over a week away from that match against David Beckham's side. And we did discuss previously on the channel, guys, that Barca made an initial bid of 50 million euros plus another 10 in variables. But Leeds were holding out for a higher bid, ideally hoping for the whole package as a fixed amount with no variables. And this led to a second verbal bid of 60 million euros. But Chelsea really did put a spanner in the works with an offer of 60 million pounds, which is around 70 million euros. The deal's been on the table for around 2 weeks now and was accepted by Leeds, but there was no personal agreement between the Blues and Raphinha, who was still pushing for a move to Barca. At this stage, the pressure was on Barca following a rumoured ultimatum set by Raphinha before he'd opened talks with Tuchel's side. And speaking of Chelsea, they look set to complete the move of Raheem Sterling, who will be confirmed very soon. So with Sterling through the door, Chelsea are looking for a cheaper alternative to replace Hakim Ziyech. And could they shift their attention over to Bayern's Serge Gnabry and drop out of the race for Raphinha? But in the last hours, Barca have indeed submitted a third bid of 58 million euros with 10 million in variables in a deal totaling a whopping 68 million. Romano did confirm that Leeds will accept that offer when it's submitted officially in the coming days. Raphinha to Barca is a done deal. And let us know in the comments down below, guys, do you think Raphinha is worth 68 million, or have we wrongly increased our offer after being pressured by Chelsea?
And now we move on to a very closely linked deal, which is the ongoing Dembele saga. And we do know that the club ideally want both wide men, even though there was some doubt whether the economic conditions would allow for it. But the double swoop appears to be on the cards after all. Fabrizio Romano has indeed confirmed that Dembele has done his best in the last few weeks to continue here at Barca. Of course, we know that Xavi was influential in this deal. It's no coincidence that his arrival coincided with a change in form of the Frenchman as he racked up assists in crucial moments. We know that he's always been a big fan of Dembele, and even though the board were unsure about his attitude, the renewal looks close to being signed and sealed. And the deal became much more complicated after he ran down his contract and became a free agent, meaning he was without a club. After his contract ended on July the 1st, Barca were outside of their rights to renew the player and would need to re-sign him. La Liga would consider Dembele as a new signing as opposed to a player owned by Barca. And this new deal sees him earn a much more modest pay packet following Laporta's refusal to pay any player wages of more than 10 million euros. The deal would keep Dembele at Barcelona until the summer of 2024, and crucially his agent, Moussa Sissoko, will not receive a single euro in commission. And this really is excellent news, guys, after Sissoko's outrageous demands really didn't help Dembele's cause. Romano has confirmed that the deal will take place with sacrifices made by Dembele because he wanted to stay. You have to wonder whether this whole saga was Dembele being swayed by the words of his agent. And don't forget that Dembele's actually hired Sissoko, not the other way around. I'm sure all couleurs are left wondering about the reason for this change of heart from Dembele. Did he really identify Sissoko's greed hampering his future as an elite player? Or was the renewal a last resort after a lack of alternatives? Make sure to let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. Either way, Barcelona have come out on top, and that's because of the quality of negotiations made by Laporta, Almani and Juste. And the prospect of Dembele and Raphinha flying down the wings really would be a great arrow in the quiver of Xavi Hernandez.
And now, the latest update on the Robert Lewandowski situation. And guys, we've already discussed the 3 rejected bids made by Barca. You can click the card in the top right to check that video out. However, Bayern still want to wrap up the deal before their team presentation and summer tour of the USA. So could we see the deal be completed this week? Because both PSG and Chelsea have reportedly entered the race for Robert Lewandowski. However, no bids have been made at the time of recording. And this has prompted Barca to prepare a 4th bid of €50 million. Although it has been reported that Bayern would ideally want to initiate a bidding war to ramp up the price to €70 million. But guys, I think the rumoured interest from Chelsea and PSG is just a ploy to force Barca's hand. We know they want to seal the deal, but surely we can use Lewandowski's own wish to join Barca as a way to bargain with them and bring down that price. Now, earlier today, Lewandowski did arrive at Bayern's training camp. He decided not to go on strike as it was rumoured. And some reports have even suggested that he's gone to say his final goodbyes to his teammates.
And now we shift our attention to Frenkie De Jong's future at the club as he returned to training yesterday after an extended break was given by the club for internationals. But it seems there were also some unwelcome visitors in Barcelona, with the Man Utd hierarchy scheduled to have a meeting with Laporta over the final details of the deal. Now, Fabrizio has confirmed that an agreement has been reached between both clubs over the €65 million guaranteed fee and the 20 million of variables. All that remains is the discussion of the terms of the variables, but, crucially, Frenkie De Jong will have the final say in it all. And guys, Frenkie De Jong's in really quite a fix here because, on the one hand, he wants to stay at Barca, but Barca want him to reduce his wages, something he's reportedly not willing to do. On the other hand, Manchester United are desperately pushing for the deal, but Frenkie doesn't want to go to the Europa League side. Fabrizio has confirmed that Frenkie really wants to stay, despite the best efforts of Man United. Although it's looking likely that he'll be unwilling to reduce his wages, he wants to continue at his dream club, Barcelona. But let us know your thoughts on this saga in the comments down below. Is Frenkie too good a player to lose at this crucial stage of Xavi's new project? So if you liked this video, guys, make sure and hit that notification bell and subscribe to BDT. And we'll see you next time. Visca Barça!